Hello and welcome to another dramatic reading by me, Andesign84. Today we're going to be doing the next 3 chapters of The Misery Senshi Neo Zero Double Blitzkrieg Debacle. And I looked up a thing I'm waiting for happens in chapter 9 or 10. And so that's when the surprise will be. Anyway, last time Ami got on her plane to Germany only for it to be hijacked by a terrorist intending to take it to Berlin. Yeah, it's a fairly dumb plot. Data 4. Jihad at 25,000 feet. Akbar was in a rage now. He started to fire indiscriminately at anyone he could vent his anger at. Ami ducked down just as a stray bullet buried itself into the left temple of the passenger in front of her. Akbar grabbed the flight attendant and ripped her blazer vest and shirt off, leaving her barely hanging by her tattered straps. Oh God. Oh, why are you such a sex maniac, writer? She began to cry as Akbar stormed forward into the cockpit. Go to hell, infidel! He roared as his gun spat bullets everywhere. The pilot, co-pilot and navigator fell dead, which basically means that the plane's going to crash. Akbar went to the control and programmed the autopilot on a course for Lawndale, because he knows how to do that. Then stormed back into the first class compartment. There is no God but Allah, and Mohammed is his prophet, roared Akbar. The great Satan will burn in hell for all eternity. Death to the American Satan, the infidel must die. Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Akbar then undid the buttons of his shirt and revealed the nuclear device strapped to his abdomen. Was he gonna be a suicide bomber? Armour with a calm dexterity, he armed the device with a precise moment the plane would be flying over Lawndale High School's football field, so it'll go off while he's flying over it. Amy was still in a duck position. She was trying to get to her mini computer / communicator that she always carried with her and tried to send a message back to Tokyo. She finally found and activated. This is Ami, she began. Usagi, Rei, Mei, Ako, Minako, Mamoru, anyone, can you hear me? We're being held hostage. Akbar heard what was going on and stormed right to Ami's seat. He grabbed Ami by the hair and roared at Sarajel. You will pay for that, you American pig, he screamed. My name is Mizuno Ami, she began to reply. I am a citizen of Japan. That is all I will tell you. American, Japanese, it doesn't matter to me, Akbar yelled back. You will pay for what you did, infidel. Then Akbar soundly threw a left hook right into Ami's right eye, causing her to yelp in excruciating pain as she collapsed on the floor. Oh, man up. Oh, it's not that hard. Then began to kick her on the floor, kicking her in every conceivable area. Her head, her pelvis, her legs, her shins, the base of her spine, the solar plexus. Then took the butt of one of his guns and began to hit her with that as well. What's the gratuitous violence here? 15 horrifying minutes later, Ami was horribly black and blue. Ami began to cry. Don't cry, you bitch! Akbar roared. He slapped her across the face and seized her by the collar of her seifuku, which she's still wearing for some reason, and ripped it in half. Take the rest of your clothes off now. Ami was too afraid at this point to fuse. She took what was left of her tattered clothes off and submitted to a humiliating search. Oh God. There was nowhere Akbar left to examine. At least you don't have any more devices on you, shouted Akbar. As far as I know, you might be an agent for the CIA or the FBI or even working for the Russians. Yeah, but I have an agency too, it's the KGB. I don't trust you, you swine. I'm locking you in the lavatory until we reach our destination. What if we have to go to there, said one passenger. Akbar fired his machine gun and killed him. That's a bit of an extreme reaction. Silence, he roared. Then took the nude Ami and threw her into the lavatory, putting a food cart next to it so Ami couldn't open the door. Ami was all alone now. She could see bruises all over her body. She hadn't felt so alone or so helpless since her mother told her she was getting a divorce from her father. Ami began to cry. Queen Serenity, help me in my time of need, she sobbed silently. Queen Serenity isn't a god, she can't help you now. Akbar returned to a first-class cabin. You mean the cabin? And he was extremely enraged now. He began to spew out a diatribe against the United States. Ah, so he's insane. Good to know. The great Satan must pay for his atrocities against Islam. The great Satan must be destroyed for his supporting the Jewish interlopers in Palestine. The great Satan must suffer for his sins of arrogance. Death to the American Satan. The infidel must die. Everyone on the plane was cowering to silence with his ranting. Somebody said, I know hereby order all of you to sing. What do you want us to sing? Asked another passenger. Akbar commanded, you are to sing. Morning has broken from a great singer Yusuf of Islam, or as you infidels know him, Cat Stevens. He supported Ayatollah Khomeini's death sentence against that pig Salman Rushdie. Anyone who refuses to sing will be shot. Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Slowly at first the crowd began to sing. Morning has broken like a first morning. Louder! Akbar screamed. Sing louder. Akbar then headed to the cockpit, shoved the pilot aside, and got on the radio to announce what he had just done. After that, he sent a machine gun burst into the radio, disabling it. He then returned to the first class cabin. Back at Japan, the news spread like wildfire as soon as it got off the wires. We interrupt our regularly scheduled program here at NHK to bring you this special bulletin. Japan Airlines jet from Narita to Berlin, Germany has just been hijacked by a terrorist who says he's with Islamic Jihad. He has set a course for the United States, destination unknown at this time. Claims to have already killed several passengers and will kill more unless he's given free passage to the United States. Sort of intentions are unknown at this time. NHK will keep you posted on further development as this alarming situation develops. Governor Guy, having heard the news, made hasty arrangements to address the issue at a press conference. My friends, I have received this distressing news myself only moments ago. My heart goes out to all those aboard, especially our own fellow countrymen who are now facing indescribable horror. For hijacker, I must warn him that any further deaths on his part will result in the condemnation of the world. I assure everyone here that if I am elected, I will introduce legislation that will address the threat of terrorism here in Japan. We only know too well what not even our nation is immune. Witness the sarin attack on the Tokyo subway system just 3 years ago. Word in English, but that sentence made no sense. I propose that a joint special unit consisting of SDF and National Police personnel be formed to help combat the scourge of terrorism, while at the same time adhere to the prohibitions of Article 9. I propose that better security measures be put in place at our airports, railway stations and maritime facilities. It's time to send a message to terrorists of all stripes that Japan will no longer be an easy target for them. Governor Guy left without taking any questions from the press. Sailors Senshi were gathered at Sendai Hill Temple when the news broke. Ray and her grandfather didn't own a television themselves, but Kamada Yuichiro, a retired rock singer who'd been living in the shrine for several years now, once again make it clear he hasn't quite watched the material since he's only a singer in the dub, had one in his room. When he saw a bulletin, he raced out of his room and into the courtyard. Guys, you've got to see this, Yuichiro said. It was just on NHK, but I can get it on CNN as well. Since Yuichiro had a satellite dish installed, he could pull in the American cable net channels like CNN. I doubt that's how it works. Exhibit to portable TV. What's going on, Yuichiro? Ray asked. Something about a hijacking or something like that, Ray, Yuichiro replied. Everyone scrambled to Yuichiro's room. He had tuned into CNN. Wolf Blitz was at the State Department covering a bit. I can now confirm that Islamic Jihad is behind this, Blitz said. The Imam al-Kabaz, who heads the Beirut branch of the organisation, announced that it was Akbar el-Salam who took control of the JAL flight from Tokyo to Berlin and has now set a course for the United States. Islamic Jihad still refuses to reveal where in the United States the plane will land, if it does at all. Oh my god, Ami's on that flight, like he said. What can we do? Haruka added. Right now in the middle of the ocean. Again, Haruka does not hang out with the sailors. As suddenly Ray's grandfather raised it. Ray, come quickly, he said. The great fire is raging out of control. This is not a good sign, Ray said. The demonic forces at play here. Pharaohs and Deimos, Ray's pet crows, had flown in and witnessed the fire. They were beginning to act strangely, like Ray had never seen them act before. In all my years I have been priest at this shrine. I have never witnessed anything like this, Ray's grandfather said. In fact, nowhere in the shrine chronicles has anything this intense ever happened until now. May all the kami and megami of our faith protect us at this trying time. Again, what's the random Japanese? Saki turned to Dai and told her, now you understand the seriousness of what we do here. This is nothing to do with what you do. Oof, there's no kids game engaged in. I used to be a big crybaby and whine a lot, but now I know what my destiny is. You're still a big crybaby and whine a lot. I'm supposed to lead humanity to a better future and fight those who destroy that vision. Dai, you have to tell me right now. Are you into this? No matter how high the stakes get in this situation, are you out? Daria now knew the gravity of the situation. Daria knows if a terrorist was taking a plane, even the people she cared for, in her own way, might be in danger. I'm in, Daria replied in a calm, monotone voice. I request that all of you leave me here while I meditate, Ray said. Now, when all hell's breaking loose, Mako said in shock. I'll pray for deliverance of the hostages. Ray's grandfather, Nuchiro, ushered the others out of the room. Ray got on her knees, the sweat from the intense heat of the fire dropping from her forehead like mad. She laid her hand in supplication. Mother, Ray began, I know you can hear me. I have prayed to you since your death. Morbid. You know that I miss you dearly, but you and grandfather are topping the ways for Miko. I pray to you now to help my friend Amy. She too has suffered pain and suffering in her life, and now her own life is in jeopardy. If she is in mortal danger, help her. I cannot help her myself now, she is far away. Listen to my entreaties, mother. This, I pray in the name of Amaterasu Omikami, that's not a Shinto deity as far as I'm aware. The great heaven's shining deity watches over our people. Oh, suddenly the fire died out. A woman in flowing red robes that seemed to be aflame with the very fire of the sun, seemed to be. She had long flowing black hair and her eyes seemed to be a flame of solar fire themselves. It was Amaterasu Omikami herself. Nice to see she goes to people who aren't in her religion. Not be afraid of me, my child. Amaterasu Omikami began to say. I have heard your supplication and also be done as you have asked. She reached her hand out to her forehead, and it seemed energy flowed from her to Ray. Receive this gift of mine. It is extra energy to help in the ordeal ahead, Amaterasu Omikami said. Go in peace, my child. That she vanished and Ray seemed to faint. She recovered a few minutes later and left the room. Way to keep the tension up. She did not dare reveal at the time what had happened. It was the morning of a big game at Lawndale due to the time difference. The Lawndale militia prepared gathered to a pre-attack meeting. Anthony Corlew stood up to deliver a pre-attack speech. My comrades in arms, this is the big day we have been planning for months now. If we need yet another reason why we need to take over Lawndale, the nation. It's in the news we have all heard this morning. Hijacking the jail, flight proves that we need to seize power. If we had a government that was not afraid to use its military might when needed, things like this wouldn't happen. Our president, philandering, daft-dodging president, does not have the balls to use his power as given to him, and we will use that power by taking over a small town. And if, God forbid, the hijacker explodes a plane over our airspace, it will not look good for us. Therefore, in the name of all that is right for white middle class, let us mobilize and take our positions. Members of the militia got up and began to move out. They believed that. Dr. Van der Helfen was watching the coverage of the hijacking situation on Asahi TV. It's TV Asahi actually. He had summoned Yoriko, who was expected to arrive shortly. Yoriko entered. Dr. Van der Helfen motioned her to sit down. He said, Yoriko, now is the time for us to launch Operation Iron Fist. Now the attention of the world is focused on this hijacking. Now is the time to strike. Get our best ninja soldiers together and get some sarin bombs prepared to a joint SDF USAF base near Yokohama. Now is the time to strike while the iron is hot. Understood, Dr. Van der Helfen, responded Yoriko. Oh. Why do we have to be ninja soldiers? Why not just regular soldiers? Days of 5, the NIRA strikes. At Lawndale High School, Mr. DiMartino was speaking to Angela Lee, the principal, trying to persuade the campus brigade to use some security terms. Miss Lee, Mr. DiMartino began, given the fact that a terrorist has seized the plane and has it going to the United States, has me gravely concerned that there might be a chance he might bring it over to our community. We should cancel the game. Forget it, DiMartino, Miss Lee said. There's too much money at stake here. We've got a sold-out stadium. I promised Mystic Spiral I'd pay him $1,000 for playing the national anthem. Money I don't have. And the fashion club's poised to make a lot of sales of their homemade goodies. Damn it, Miss Lee, Mr. DiMartino roared. Is money all you ever think about? Which does not start with a capital letter. What about people's lives? I could make things rather rough on you if I asked the Board of Education to start disciplinary hearings against you for insubordination, warned Ms. Lee. But Mr. DiMartino realised that Ms. Lee had him. Alright, shouted Mr. DiMartino. Go ahead with your damn game. It'll be on your conscience if anything happens to anyone out there. With that, he left the office. Paranoid bastard. Ms. Lee dismissed the entire affair by a huff. More unnecessary swearing. Downtown Lawndale was quiet, and almost everyone was heading for the game. Meanwhile, the Lawndale militia quietly assumed attack position. Trucks were parked in strategic positions in town. Anthony was making a check of the situation. Troop A, ready at City Hall, he said on portable CB radio. Check, said the first troop leader. Troop B, ready at police headquarters, Anthony asked. Check, replied the second troop leader. Finally, Anthony asked, Troop C, ready at the courthouse? Check, stated the third troop leader. All said, okay, now we wait for the right moment to strike, said Anthony. Almost no one knows where bus stopped and left off Beavis and Butthead. They began their hideous laughter as they headed down the street towards the high school. Wait a minute, Anthony said. If those two idiots who threw firecrackers up a scrimmage, should we kill them? Poindexter asked. No, Anthony replied. We'll deal with those two soon enough. Hold your position. It will only make the taste of victory that much sweeter. Joint SDF USAF base near Yokohama was on the biggest on Honshu, the main Isle of Japan. Pretty sure that's not what it's called. Airman First Class Brian McKenzie, Mac's cousin, was doing some routine maintenance on his F-15C Eagle when he got the orders. McKenzie, Sergeant Frank Stone began. We just got our orders from the Pentagon. We had to intercept the JO plane and force the terrorists to land the plane outside the mainland. Units to scramble immediately. Brian didn't waste time. He finished up his maintenance and got ready to go. Didn't even notice the white unmarked truck that was approaching the gate. Two guards on sentry duty did. They were ran over as the truck crashed through the gate and pulled to a stop. How did he not make a noise to alert anyone? It was what he saw next that was shocking. The NIA ninja soldiers, if he sees them, they're not ninjas. Pulled out small black boxes, pushed the buttons on them, and then dodged gas masks. Ryan, not a fool, got into a cockpit of his fighter and activated the oxygen. Rises went off, sending deadly clouds of sarin gas in the air. There was enough to kill everyone outside. Ryan activated his radio and lighted the tower. This is Aaron McKenzie to tower. Some terrorists have just entered the base and activated sarin bombs. In all buildings at once. I tried to stop the terrorists until help comes. Out! The cloud began to subside and ninja terrorists moved towards the hangar while the near zero project was being stored. But now they're masked off. Somebody died since the gas probably didn't disperse that quickly. And turned out on the ninja soldiers, but none other than Yoriko herself. Then he's not a soldier, he's the commander. Open the doors to that hangar, she ordered. Two of the ninja soldiers opened the doors, and the Neo Zero prototype was now revealed. It was unlike any jet fighter the SDF currently had. Based on the rejected YF-23 design from Northrop McDonnell Douglas, the Neo Zero was vastly improved by Mitsubishi over the original design specifications. Capacity for AAMs had been doubled thanks to the design of new, smaller and more effective near-sidewinder missiles. One boat had the explosive power of two regular sidewinders. Machine guns were also new. It was experimental 35mm depth grip cannon. Further radio jamming device on the fighter made it even more stealth than it already was. All in all, the Neo Zero was a worthy success of a legendary fighter plane that was its namesake. We were paying homage to our past, but was symbolising Japan's ascendancy as the second most powerful nation in the world. The nation that was committed to peace, albeit it was ready to defend that peace if need be. Noriko stepped to the cockpit and opened the canopy. Stepped in and began the pre-flight check. Brian had seen what was going on. Joe helped to rise. It was up to him to stop hijacking. Hold it right there. Yoriko had started the Neo Zero up and it was slowly taxiing out of the hangar towards Brian. I said to hold it right there. Yori fired, he repeated. Yoriko fired the death grip cannon. Brian got out of the way, only to be in the way of several ninja soldiers who proceeded to use their nunchucks on him. Yoriko now got on the runway and put the plane on full throttle. It was roaring down the runway and soon took off. Yoriko activated the afterburners and soon the craft reached its maximum speed of Mach 2.5, once again an improvement over YF-23's original performance specs. Yoriko armed all systems and set a course for Tokyo. Lucky for Brian, several MPs arrived on the scene. Why would members of Parliament be there? After a brief scuffle, the ninja soldiers had been captured, but already the damage had been done. One of the MPs asked Brian, "Did you see what happened?" "Every last thing, sir," Brian said. "I tried to stop them, they had detonated sarin bombs. I was looking to escape back, but they tried again to stop them. They overwhelmed me." "What the hell does that sentence even mean?" "Airman," replied the MP, "it's a very serious matter that's just happened here. Whoever has that fighter can cause havoc anywhere in Japan right now. At least your quick thinking might have spared quite a few lives inside. We're going to send you to Gen Torimura for a debriefing." Brian followed the MPs as they put the captured ninja soldiers in the truck. He put an apostrophe there for no reason. They were soon heading for a base stockade in the main administration building. Then our hill shrine was a buzz of activity for some reason. Reports are coming about the JL situation. Now reports Prophet Beneo Zero is coming in. We just got this report in from Yokohama, and NHK and comparison began to say an experimental jet fighter has just been stolen from a joint SDF-USAF base located at Port City. Seems to be on a direct course for Tokyo. SDF and American military personnel are asking all civilians to take necessary precautions in case of an air attack. We'll have further warnings and bulletins here on NHK as we receive them. I guess now I should tell about my meeting with Ryu, Mamu said. What do you mean, Mamo-chan? Sagi asked. Mamu began. Ryu asked, I digressed, demanded. Sailor Senshi's assistance in case the Neo Zero fighter was hijacked. We have no choice. Special Intelligence has extensive files on each of us. They don't have one on me, Dario was quick to point out. Not yet, Mamu replied. Mamu's cellular phone, this dude's obviously way old, incredibly old, since nobody calls him that, began to ring. Hello, Shiba Mamu is speaking, was his answer. Mamu, said the voice on the phone. This is Ryu. The time has come. Yomi was to go to the joint SDF-USAF base in Yokohama for your assignment, briefing immediately. Ryu stopped there and hung up. I never thought that the Sailor Senshi would ever be called to stop an internal threat to Japan. Always the threat was from outer space, from another dimension, from another time. Now he's citing you as a grown up too fast. I see you pointing that out. We just got our orders, said Mamu. We got to move to the SD. Okay, no. Alright everyone, said Yutaki. Looks like we have no choice in this matter. Prepare to transform. And I'll tell him say what the actual transformation phrases are as I go through them. Sailor Senshi began their transformation again. Eternal Moon Star Power! Make up! It's Moon Eternal Power. Super Chibi Moon Star Power! Make up! It's Moon Crisis Power. Moon Crisis Makeup. Super Mars Star Power Makeup. It's Mars Crystal Power. Super Jupiter Star Power Makeup. Again, okay, the rest of them are all just Crystal Power. Just go accept that. Super Venus Star Power Makeup. Super Saturn Star Power Makeup. Super Uranus Star Power Makeup. Super Neptune Star Power Makeup. Super Pluto Star Power Makeup. Super Mercury Star Power Makeup. During each Sailor Senshi and Mamu completed their transformation. Wait, what was Mamu's transformation phrase? They headed for a base. Never thought my ship was going to take this turn, Dai said to herself, still pressing over Seirafuku. If you're going to use the Japanese word, can you at least keep it consistent? Also, that's supposed to be 2 words. Ladies and gentlemen, again Torimo began to speak. I guess you'll know why you're here right now. The Neo Zero prototype has been stolen by the new Imperial Rural Assistance Association. Extreme right-wing organisation that wants to restore the wartime military government that has ruled Japan. And the aircraft is so banned, it makes every jet fighter now of the SDF obsolete. The NIA's objective is to use the Neo Zero in a terrorist campaign to bomb Tokyo until the civilian government surrenders to them. The mission is to stop the Neo Zero and the NIA at all costs. The complete authority to use whatever means necessary to stop them. Do I make myself clear? General, Sailor Moon began. All due respect, the Sailor Senshi not some mercenary force. We don't go on commando mission for anyone. Listen, sister, Gentorimo replied. A general would not call someone sister. This isn't any fun and games here. You're not dealing with some powerful alien beings trying to take over the world. We're dealing with a ruthless terrorist organization that wants to re-annex both Koreas, all of Sakhalin Island, the Kuril Islands, and Taiwan, as well as retake the Philippines, Papua New Guinea, Singapore, Malaysia, India, Pakistan, the People's Republic of China, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Vietnam, Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos, Thailand, Pescadores, Indonesia, and various oceanic nations. That actually sounds like a good thing, given that most of those are communist countries who live in absolutely squalid conditions. He issued grandiose statements about waging war against the United States, Russia, Great Britain, and France. Sailor Moon, as I call you, Miss Zucchino, is a very grave matter. Since something you can just say some magic words and hope your enemies turn to dust. You must use force against the NIA and stop them destroying half a century of progress. Using some of the methods your government denounced the NIA using, isn't your government being hypocritical? Guy retorted. No one asked you, sister, Gentorimo replied. Again, he won't call the younger girl sister. And who the hell are you anyway? You're not Mizuno Ami, alias Sailor Mercury. No, I'm not, she replied. I'm Daria Morgendorfer from the United States. I'm filling in for Miss Mizuno. It's now on board a JO plane that's been taken hostage by Islamic Jihad. Don't get wise with me, Miss Morgendorfer. Arthur replied Gen Torimura. You may sass around like you do back in the United States. Remember, we have a saying in Japan. When whoever gets stuck up gets hammered down. No, they don't. And we have a saying back in the United States you should know about. Snap back Daria. What's that? Demanded Gen Torimura. Up yours, shouted Daria. Again, why are we liking this girl? She is not likable. Well, Gen Torimura seemed to blow a fuse. Daria, that is uncalled for, Luna said, dropping her reservations about speaking when strangers were about. You listen, and you listen good, all of you, said Gen Torimura. You'll cooperate with us, or you'll never get out of all the possible legal trouble you could face. Daria seized Gen Torimura by his lapel and threw against the wall. Now you listen to me, sir, growled Daria. I got a friend on board that JL flight, and I'm scared for her. First time in my life, I'm worried for my family back home. Last thing I need is your military crap. We'll stop the NIA from blowing up Tokyo and maybe get your precious Neo Zero back. We want to play by our rules. I'll screw up things a lot as it is. The last thing I need is some holier-than-thou flag officer in my face. Daria let go of him and he seemed to slink to the floor. He got us, slowly. Us. Fine, do it your way, finally conceded. See if I care. Again, no capital letter there. I'm not going to argue with a bull-headed, hot-headed American gaijin shoujo with an attitude problem. Why don't you just use the regular English? Seriously. Let's hope to God you save our nation, that's all. Somehow Daria had a humbling effect on Gen Torimura. It's a do not mess with this sociopath. May I check the radar readings? Fine said. We'll have to go to the radar room. Yuriko is now above Tokyo. She's trying to pick her first target. Saw the famed Sendai Hill Shrine ahead of her. That's not what it's called, I'll say that again. This will be my first target, she said. She locked on the target on the fighter's HUD, then pressed the fire button. One nail sign-wise ejected from the fighter and flew straight to the shrine. Yuichiro saw the missile firing and ran to get Rei's grandfather. However, the missile was faster than him and it blew the shrine to matchwood. Direct hit! Yuriko then flew toward the Kurils. The NRA had a secret base there, since it was in Russian jurisdiction and Japan dared not try to follow there. Oh, why don't the Russians do anything about them? Dr. Van der Helfen was supposed to meet her there. Radar at the SDF USAF base was tracking the movement to the Neo Zero. It has just seen the attack. Has. Sir, said the SDF pilot who was checking the radar for Gen Torimura. I believe Dr. Fire just attacked the area of Sendai Hill. Thinking thought raced through Rei's mind when she heard that. Oh no, not Grandpa! She screamed. There's only one thing to do. Head back to the shrine. When they got to the shrine, TMPD as well as the Tokyo Fire Department were already on the scene. Several TMPD officers were digging through the rubble when they pulled out Yuichiro. They were up to him. He was barely alive. Yuichiro, they said. Where's Grandpa? Is he alive? I don't know, was all he said. He backs out. He came to a hospital. One of the TMPD officers sharply ordered a paramedic. Yuichiro was taken away. We found something, said a firefighter. Rei raced up to where the fireman was. They had unearthed something, alright. Rei stopped in her tracks and saw what it was. It was the short, bald clothes of her grandfather, still clad in his priestly clothes. He yelled, Grandpa, it's me, Rei. Please tell me you're alright. She began to shake the corpse. The firefighter looked for vital signs. I'm sorry, miss. No pulse, no respiration, he said. I'm sorry, miss, but he's dead. Rei shrieked aloud, No! He began to cry uncontrollably. Daria went up to her and let her rest her head on her shoulder. I'm very sorry, Rei, Daria said. For the first time in her teenage life, she was beginning to cry herself. She never felt anything like this before. Grandpa, Rei began to say, I will avenge your death. I will not rest until I destroy whoever did pursue. Striking the other center began to cry as well. Mamu gripped his gloved hands and fist of Rei. Do not worry, Rei, said to himself. Sailor Senshi and I will help you in this. I swear. A couple of hours had passed in the lavatory where Amu was being held prisoner. Amu had apparently fallen asleep, but then she saw a strange light and someone standing next to her. Who are you? She asked. I am the spirit of Hino, Rei's mother, the apparition said. My beloved daughter prayed to me and asked me to help you. I will grant you your deepest, fondest wish in your heart. I also have my Sailor Mercury powers back so I can save the passengers. So it shall be done. But wave her hand, the ghost imparts energy into Ami and automatically began the transformation to Sailor Mercury. Now with newfound strength, Ami kicked down the door. Akbar heard it and roared. What's going on? You evil man! Shouted Ami. I am not allowed to carry your plan. I am Super Sailor Mercury, guardian of love and justice. In the name of Mercury, I will punish you. I'm about to go on Wikipedia and check how inaccurate that was. Or better yet, the moon. Wiki. The only one who will be punished here will be you, infidel, roared back Akbar. And Allah's punishment is the worst of all. You can only to hell, you Satan. I don't think they use Satan as an insult. But he lunged for Sailor Mercury and applied a chokehold on her. Data 6. Enter the Solar Warrior. Ieyasu was watching release reports from both the JL hijacking the Neo Zero attack. Looked outside towards the Nick that was in the backyard. Somehow, my old friend, he began to say to himself, we might have to fly one more mission together. Yes, because the Japanese Air Force will get one old man to help them I don't know anyone. Here's what Sailor Mercury's actual phrase is. I'm a pretty guardian who fights for love and intelligence. I am Sailor Mercury. Douse yourself in water and repent. Yeah, that was totally wrong. The NHK anchor burst continuing his report. In reaction to these latest developments, Tokyo to Governor Nagai Kenjio, he has this to say. This unprovoked attack on our own citizens by this terrorist organization is highly outrageous and receives my strongest condemnation, Governor Nagai began saying. I am calling on the government to investigate this matter and check into SDF security procedures as soon as this crisis is over. The anchor person now that. Latest NHK Yorimori Shimbun poll now indicates that Governor Guy enjoys a comfortable 32% margin over his nearest Liberal Democratic and Socialist opponents. Then paused to receive some words over his earphone. We just received a message from a person claiming to be responsible for this attack. We're now playing his audio tape as per the person's request. The tape began playing. This is Arizona Yoriko of the new Imperial Rural Assistance Association. We have the Neo Zero prototype and we are not afraid to use it. The moment the civilian government immediately surrender to us, or else another wall of Tokyo will be bombing a Neo Zero prototype every 3 hours. Furthermore, all SDF and American military bases will be attacked. I urge the civilian government to do the right thing and surrender. That is all. NHS will continue to update you on this situation, added the anchor person. He also turned off his TV. Now it was only a matter of time. He went to a family shrine and knelt for it. The driver's samurai sword had been in his family for over 10 generations and offered it up to the shrine. Spirits of my ancestors, hear me. I will not return this sword into its place till I have either vanquished those who have threatened our nation or until it is presented as an offering to my departed soul. I may not survive this attack, but I know that I would go to a far better place than this. In fact, he also grabbed the ceremonial kamikaze headband which he wore during his service in World War II, maps around his forehead. His wife Natsume saw what was going on and approached him. What is the meaning of this? She asked. Our nation is imperiled once again, and I must answer the call to duty. So all he said as he went to the backyard. Natsume stood there in shock. The gods protect him, so he said. It was not long before the next attack did occur. On Shinjuku, Sailor Senshi on patrol in the area. Sailor Moon, Luna, Artemis and Tuxedo Mask were in front, the rest are behind. Keep an eye out for the jet, Tuxedo Mask said. The other when another attack could occur. Ami was right behind Sailor Moon. All she could think of right now is that Ami was in danger on board the JL plane. They had suffered the loss of her grandfather and her own family was probably at risk at home. That wasn't what she had in mind when she decided to go to Tokyo. Pay attention, Daria, Sailor Jupiter said. She elbowed Daria in the back. Sorry, Mako, but I was distracted, replied Daria. Towering above Daria were the skyscrapers of Shinjuku, Japanese equivalent of Wall Street. It is not. Daria could see such buildings as the Mitsubishi Building, the Tokyo Stock Exchange, the Mitsui Building, and the Matsushita Building. Somehow the image lent itself of a forest of concrete and steel trees. As in any forest, there are unseen dangers lurking. Suddenly it streaked out of nowhere. It's a Neo Zero prototype. It was at its top speed of Mach 2.5. Heads up, Sailor Moon yelled. About she grabbed her old moon scepter with the silver Imperium crystal in it, meaning the one that was destroyed and later replaced. Pointed at the prototype. On my mark, attack! Yoriko in the cockpit just stick to herself. She had taken a portable CD player with her, and curiously enough, she had Soundgarden's Down on the Upside album in it. She turned it on and began playing Ty Cobb. Let's rock, she growled. Growly voice of Chris Cornell slammed to Yoriko like a ton of brick. I'm sitting in a magic hat of smoke and mirrors and tire rubber fires. Watch me disappear, yeah. Please slow you down, sucking on a ball and chain. No, never motherfucker goes down the drain. Yeah. Hard-headed, fuck you all. Hard-headed, fuck you all. Hard-headed, fuck you all. Started on the hard rod death toll. Hard-headed, fuck you all. Hard-headed, fuck you all. Started on the hard rod death toll. Yes, exactly what this fic needed. A song full of swear words. The amount of times you heard the song, drawing up his mental image of Ty Cobb chasing people with big baseball hats and beating their brains with it. As she squeezed her fingers over the trigger of her death grip can and began to fire. Go to hell, bastards! She roared. The bullets tore through the air like hot needles through butter. Panic could seize the people inside the office buildings. Now they were emptying. People running in terror straight to Sailor Senshi. Citizens, please calm down, Sailor Moon implored, but to no avail. Sailor Senshi saw themselves jostled by a fleeing populace. It was all in vain. Yoriko used a HUD to aim one of the nail sign-wires at the Matsushita building. She fired a bomb and the building was blown to pieces. Force of the explosion knocked Sailor Moon to the ground. Daria helped her up. This is sheer madness, Sailor Moon yelled. Right now I've got to try and stop the attack, Daria yelled back. Yoriko was flying for another pass, but Death Group cannon roaring again. Several people were cut down like grass from a deadly fusillade of bullets. Sailor Moon now knew it was now or never. She pointed her scepter at the jet fighter. Moon Princess Halation! She yelled. Powerful beam issued from her scepter was easily deflected by Nail Zero's radar-absorbing skin. It's now Sailor Mars' turn. She's going to use her new Mars Fireball attack to bring down a plane. This is for you, Grandpa, screamed and said, Super Mars Fireball! Flame up! 2 fireballs issued from her hand and stuck squarely on the cockpit. The plane didn't even suffer a scratch. Notices in all the computers that Tetsuo was in the area and had seen all that had happened. Now he's in a side street, raising his hand in supplication to the sun. Amaterasu Omikami, give thee thy a mortal servant the power of the solar warrior, he yelled. Flames of power engulfed him again and the solar warrior emerged. Daria thought she could stop the plane with her own powers or at least give it a try. Sablon spray freezing, she yelled. A stream of ice gushed forward and even managed to coat the plane. The engines were just too warm for it to last. The ice happily melted. Damn it, now. Yoriko fired another nail sign-winer, this time taking out the Tokyo Stock Exchange. God, how I love the smell of burning concrete and steel in the morning. Somehow to Daria's whole scene was beginning to look like something out of Apocalypse Now. Only either the Doors, The End, or Richard Wagner's Ride of Valkyries were playing in the background, it would be eerily complete. But now a sailor warrior appeared out of nowhere and stood upon some debris. Miscreant, he yelled, cease this useless attack. I am a solar warrior, servant to Amaterasu Omikami, goddess of the sun, protector of the Japanese. In the name of the sun, you will be judged. Sailor Moon couldn't realise what was happening first. To be fair, no one did. Yoriko saw the sailor warrior and sneered. See you in hell, bastard! She roared as he fired the death grip gun again. Bullets, however, bounced off the solar warrior's armour. The solar warrior then pointed his gauntlets at the craft. Solar flare discharge attack! He screamed. Damn it. Fiery energy discharged and hit the jet fighter squarely in the port engine. Yoriko was seen reeling. Damn it, she screamed. She had difficulty stabilising her flight but managed to succeed. She began to limp back to the secret base on the Kurilas. Sailor Moon and the others stood there and stopped for a few minutes. They couldn't believe what they had just seen. Solar Warrior turned to him and said, she won't be bothering anyone for a while. Who are you? Sailor Moon recovered enough to ask. I am a Solar Warrior, began to reply. Servant to Amaterasu Omikami, goddess of the sun and protector of Japan. I do know about you, Sailor Moon. Shall I call you Tsukino Usagi, or even yet, Princess Serenity? How do you know? Sailor Moon wants to know. Solar Warrior continued. I am the last surviving member of the old solar realm that existed tens of thousands of years ago in what was known as the Golden Epoch. My race was old and yours is not even established yet. I assure that I am on your side in this battle. Luna, ever the doubting Thomas. What the hell does that mean? Said, prove it. Sailor Warrior produced an old relic, a Moon Kingdom Medallion of Valor, the highest award that was ever given by that old dominion. It was once given to me by Queen Serenity for services rendered in stopping a Mega Dominion attack against our realm. This was long before you were born, Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon and Luna both saw it. No doubt it is the real thing, Luna finally said. Very well, we will accept you as an ally for now. I better be going, the Solar Warrior said, then departed. Daria seemed to be strongly drawn to the Solar Warrior, but didn't know why. Was it about he alone was fighting for his nation where everyone else was running? Why he seemed to be such a caring person to risk it all in saving complete strangers. This person wasn't like the students back home in Lawndale, particular dumb jocks in their head to put down brainy people like her. Daria snapped out of it, so Pluto said. They're dripping again. Sorry, replied Daria. Yoriko barely made it back to the secret base in the corrals. She jumped out of the cockpit and cursed her luck. Get this prototype fixed up immediately, he shrieked. Dr. Van der Helfen had just arrived and he was not happy. What is the matter, Dr. Van der Helfen, she asked. It's the Hinotori immortality pills, he started. I'm almost out of them. What? What? Yoriko yelled. I've been having difficulties getting the ingredients to make more, he said. I don't know when they'll be available. I have to make more, but if we miss even one dose, serious side effects and withdrawal will occur. Please be patient with me and I will make more. Dr. Van der Help was buying some time, but even he knew that he had to make more soon, for the pills had an addicting effect on whoever took them. Dr. Van der Helfen himself took another pill of his creation to counteract the addictive cravings, but he didn't give it to Yoriko. As long as she was addicted, she would remain loyal to him. Yoriko Mazera shrieked and stormed out of a landing area, punching out 2 ninja soldiers standing guard duty. So this dude is the real big bad. She didn't know how long it was that Akbar had her in a chokehold. That means somehow knew that she was on the verge of blacking out. Akbar was yelling some nonsense, saying that she was in such an oxygen-deprived stupor that didn't make any sense. Suddenly someone got out of his seat and took a tray, banging it against Akbar's head. Akbar let go of Ami, took a knife from his belt and threw it squarely into the heart of his attacker. He fell dead, but it bought Ami some time. Scott up in charge righted Akbar. The author is aware this type of violence is totally not Sailor Moon or Daria. Why? Ah yeah, because if he is, then why is he putting it in this story? You will die, you infant! The held to the floor and rolled around, exchanging punches. Akbar then got the upper hand and held Ami down and began to suck punch her. You will die, you infidel bitch! He yelled. Ami summoned up enough courage and kneed Akbar in the crotch. Akbar was sent crying. There you go. Howling. Now they stood glaring at each other. One side was Mizuno Ami. The second of the Sailor Senshi to be discovered. No, she was preferred. Sailor Venus, then Sailor Moon, veteran of numerous battles against evil. The opposite end was Akbar al-Salam, terrorist who had murdered countless Israelis and swore to destroying the modern Jewish state. Why is he attacking America? When he tried to think back whenever she was in such much danger. Never, she realised, even the first battle against the Dark King was easy. But it was different, because a mere mortal human with only the hate in his heart fueling his rage. How the hell is he more dangerous than literally any of the foes you faced? Give it up, Akbar, you can't win, you know it. Never! Yelled Akbar. I'll sacrifice this whole sheep in the name of Allah. Harry took a look out the window. West coast of the United States was now visible. In due time he'd be over it. What was not known, however, was that in a couple of hours they'd be over Lawndale. God, please don't let me die, screamed the flight attendant. Silence! Roared Akbar. I knew that if she was going to stop Akbar, now was the time. I threw herself right against Akbar and they both fell against the emerging hat. It was about an hour before kick-off and already a huge crowd filled the stands at the football field. Jake, Helen and Quinn had grabbed good seats. Only Daria was here now, Jake said. It's always her favourite time of the year. Quinn was wearing a jacket so she wouldn't be too cold. Now her temperature was a bit warm so she took it off. Quinn, I hope a fashion club does well selling its goodies, Helen said. We will, Mum, Quinn replied. Jane then showed up. Jane, Quinn said, never set up for a big game. Why now? Because, Jane said, someone's got to watch over you in case Beavis and Butthead try anything funny on you. Where do you get the idea that Beavis and Butthead are rapey bastards? And she said that familiar hideous laughter of Beavis and Butthead could be heard. Where's Diarrhea? Butthead asked. I told you to, dog. She's in Japan, Quinn replied. Beavis, who had eaten 7 candy bars on the way over, went spastic and began to do his Corn Julio stick. He pulled his shirt over his head, raised his arms, shook his face, and then screamed, Ah! I'm a great Corn Julio! You'll give me TP for my bunghole! Jane seized for both of them and gave him a quick kick to the testicles. Oh God, do that again, I'll kick both your asses, Jane roared. Leave Quinn alone! This sucks, you got him a nat, Beavis said as they both slunk away. Hey, what asshole? What's me are? Jane said. Jane quit saying in relief. I don't think I was ever going to say it. Thanks for saving my bacon bear. No problem, Jane replied. I'll bill you later. You wouldn't, Quinn said. But again, added Jane rather quickly, let this be a freebie this time. The Lawndale Minister was poised to strike at any time. Poindexter, however, was getting antsy. When are we going to strike? He asked. soon, was all that Canty Collar said. Patience is a virtue that a good soldier must have. We'll strike when it is to our advantage. Anthony knew that soon the hammer would fall. He didn't know what he didn't know is that his plans would soon be turned on its head. And that's all I'm reading for today. And the fic continues to get slightly better, but still remains overall fairly terrible. At least these plots are coming together now. But on the plus side, the out of character and lack of research is astounding.